Welcome, everybody, to the last ride of Willie Taggart, also known as the Miami-Florida State game, or also known as Florida State's great embarrassment against a bad Miami team. And this is what you're going to get. So, and in this, those of you who remember will recall that what I said they needed to do in this game defensively is that they needed to avoid running so much tight, which is where you have this three-man interior all inside the offensive tackle's eyes with the zero technique, move into more of a four-man surface, and basically prevent Miami from being able to beat you on the edge. Well, they came in straight tight and ran what they'd been running, which was pretty much dumb. So I saw this and went, great, this is pretty much the opposite of what I would have wanted them to do. But, coming in with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, as Asante Samuel is prone to do. This is good effort up front. To start the game, this is pretty good, and this is what you want to get from Gaynor and from Samuel. I mean, this is good play. That's what you want to see. You want to see that kind of effort from these guys right out of the gate. But, ultimately they're not supported very much by their coaching staff in this one. They had some busts, but not very helped by what they were asked to do. And this, of course, was Hornibrook's last ride. He won't be playing a whole lot more for Florida State after this performance. But did a great job of getting the ball to your best player here, your best, Akers is your best player, but your best outside threat, and getting a chance to get him going, and then just stepped out of bounds. And had he not stepped out of bounds, he's off and running, but a good job of finding something right away. And here, this is where, it might have helped to have somebody like Jordan Travis, because you can run this set without it being Akers. And, watch all those backers trigger, and everybody's in the backfield before Akers can do a whole lot. Now, I want to highlight this, though. This still comes close to actually hitting. If Akers is slightly... If he gets just a little bit better block from the center here, because it's actually this backside tackle that forces him to have to step on it a little early. If he's able to hesitate just a little bit and let his lead block, this is pretty good from McKitty. If McKitty's able to step in and get him there, Akers is actually going to be able to hit this lane a little bit, and it'll be potentially a first down. But at least gets to midfield most likely. But that was a bad sign that they couldn't get anything there. And then Hornibrook, well, this is atrocious. Whew. So first of all, it's a terrible read. This needs to go to McKitty right now. I don't know what he's looking at, but this needs to go to McKitty. You see the backer clear to the flat. You've got the corner staying over top of your wheel. So you've got your curl, wheel, and your cross. There's nobody there on the cross. Throw this right here, and you've got an easy first down. Instead, he tries to fit this. The backer who recognizes that this is wheel, this is a veteran play right here. He knows this is wheel. He passes the wheel off, and he knows it's going to be either post or curl on the wheel, and sits that down. I have no idea what Hornibrook's looking at here, because the safety also jumps this. He throws where two guys are and doesn't throw to the wide open receiver right here. Well, this is why the guy's not going to be playing. Pretty good kick. Now, this is closer to what I wanted to see from them, but you want to see more of a four-man surface, and this is where the lack of discipline, you've got some guys taking off. When you get through here, when you're allowed to go, you got to recognize and peel off now. Get out, get back there. And that's just undisciplined play from the defense here. And this has got to be Gaynor here. Got to let Hamza go, and then Gaynor has to recognize. Well, no, that's actually got to. Sorry, that's got to be Hamza. You got to get it. You got to get back there as well. It's just not good. I hate watching Miami do this. Sorry, I know I'm supposed to be unbiased, but there are certain things that are in the blood. Once again, in tight, that means that they're going to have some help on the edge here if they want it. And also it's going to be really tough to get a good pass rush out of this look. Even though you're bringing the edge here, it's just harder to get a pass rush because you don't have an edge rusher here. And the whole design is to create a pile on the inside against the run, but you're not really able to get much pass rush here. And this is where Marvin Wilson needs to do a little bit better against a single block or getting single block by a guard there. If you're going to have any success here, you need to do that. And this is where this is a loss off the line. He gets beat, and you're asking your true freshman to go one-on-one against their best player. And once again, when I pre-recorded, or when I did my preview, my coaching preview of what I would do and all of that, don't go tight, and then there are two guys that really can beat you. Letting their back beat you on the edge or letting Jeff Thomas run by you downfield. You got to do whatever you can to make sure that guy has deep help over him each time, and they didn't do it. Because that guy's fast, and he's the one weapon they've got. And actually, I will say, in Green's defense here, he's actually in good position until right now, and you can't see it, but when they showed the replay of this, he's actually in decent position, but when he's trying to cross over for leverage, he kind of stumbled, and that's why you got that additional separation. And, it's just tough when you're one-on-one and you've got outside leverage in quarters against something like that. So in this case, they're slanting right into the run, so it makes it easier. So let's just watch Hornibrook go ahead and have his fun. Pat the ball, get it out of there. It's a good throw, actually. Second and 7 here, and this is just, there's nothing there. This is where you've got to be able to block this end. This end spills it by getting all the way across, and then that allows the backer to clean up. And there's just nothing that Akers can do there. That's just not good enough up front. This is so bad. I'd forgotten how bad this was. He's got all day. He catches it with 7 seconds. Let's see. So, 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004. He's got 3.5 seconds before anybody gets there. There's plenty of time to get the ball out. That ball needs to go now on this protection. And they're green dogging. So what Miami is doing here, this is called a green dog, where they recognize that this is max protect. So this is 6 guys protecting against 4. As soon as they recognize, or 7 guys, I'm sorry, because you got 5 linemen and 2, you got the H in the running back. 7 guys against 4. Well, as soon as they see that those 2 are staying in, they have them in man coverage effectively. They're matching against those 2. As soon as they see them stay in, their job is to blitz, bring additional pressure, and that's what actually gets the sack. And this is where Hornibrook just has to get rid of the football, because this is actually blocked fine by the offensive line. When a green dog gets you and it takes that long, that's on the quarterback. Number one, there's space here that probably should be adjusted by the receiver. You got to find that. But the other thing is, back shoulder this right here is where you probably ought to go. But he doesn't look there, and killing his own offensive line by just waiting. Let's see. He catches this one with 13 seconds, is sacked at 10, so it's 2 seconds. That's a little quick. But that ball's got to be gone now, and this is not good enough. Minshew with the Olay block here. That's this one's not on the quarterback. I mean, he's got to get rid of it, knowing that the protection's bad. But this is tough to watch. Watching Minshew here. Oof. That's just a reach. He's just reaching and praying. And wow. And then Roberts catches instead of delivering the blow, and they're both. That's pretty awful from the right side of the offensive line here. I mean, that's quite frankly, that's horrendous. So 1 sack on the quarterback, 1 sack on the offensive line there. Bringing 5, but again, bringing 5 without a true edge on one side because you're lined up tight here. It's just too much time, and this is the difference in the game. He's got plenty of time to throw, gets it out. And this is where just having a dude like this up front makes a huge difference. Once again, no pass rush of any consequence. It's just not good enough. And this is really good by Hamza getting his hand on that. I think that's Hamza. Yeah. Using his length here, matching well into the middle, and then getting his hand on it. That's outstanding play underneath. 3rd and 3. It's a great catch. So once again, they're green dogging here, and this time Briles has something. They're green dogging with a corner blitz, and this time they recognize it. And this is where they do a good job with the safety triggering downhill. And he if you're able to get that ball to him quicker, thing is this takes so long to get out there. If he's able to get it to him now, if he gets it to him early, I mean that's got to be there way earlier. That should be there now. And if you get that earlier, he's able to make a move before the safety's able to get to him. But instead, they're able to make a safe tackle. That's Akers being Akers, man. So lined up in the wild cam and running over people here. Not bad. This is actually pretty decent from Hornibrook here. They do a bad job getting out of their lanes here, and Hornibrook recognizes the coverage, is able to get to it for a first down. So just split zone here, and there's nothing. I mean, this is bad all the way around. And again, this is where Florida State got eaten alive on the interior. This is, I mean, look at that. Look at Lucas getting driven back here. Watch Dante Lucas, the left guard here. Just getting ragdolled by the defensive tackle. Watch Minshew just catching, getting ragdolled by the defensive tackle. The 2 guards on the snap, they're 2 yards deep in the backfield. You can't win. So I saw all the memes of the offensive line on the ground, after they tried cut blocking and Hornibrook still holding on to the football like a lunatic. And, okay, whatever. That's bad. This right here, you can't win doing this. This is much worse. Because that right there, when your guards are 3 yards now, they're 2 yards in the backfield when the back is getting the ball, and your H-back gets whipped here as well, you've got no shot. That is, I mean, that's bad. It's a great play by Terry. And considering this is a generationally good receiver draft, you got to hope that Terry recognizes that and comes back for another year, because he won't go in the first round anywhere near the first round this year because of how many good receivers there are. But next year or the year next year, he's going to have a chance to go much earlier. You got to love the tendency here. You got McKitty and you got Gavin out here. That's going to be a screen to that guy, because you got the two big bodies, your two good blockers on the edge. It's just so bad. Oh my gosh. I mean, look at this from Minshew. This is just, he's a shell. It's just reaching, just hoping. And then from Roberts, just getting pull. This is a push-pull from the end. Push, pull, shed. Nothing you can do if you're Akers. And this is where Jordan Travis, had he played in this game, becomes a real weapon, because you can do this. This becomes Bash, where you can read the end and come across with the quarterback coming this way. So if they trigger like this, you notice how quickly those guys are triggering against it. There is no respect for the quarterback run here at all. You have one guy responsible for that in any way, and that's going to be a gain at least. You get Jordan Travis on the edge here in this same look, and this is a touchdown or at least a gain. But you got no chance, because they're able to just come downhill with impunity. They do not respect anything but Akers here. They're willing to let anybody else beat him there. And this is just horrendous. What is he doing? There's plenty of space to make this throw. That ball should be gone right now. The place that this should go, recognize coverage. First of all, what is the ball doing down at his This is such bad mechanics. The ball is at his waist. This is not Dan Marino. You're not good enough to do this. Keep the ball up. And secondly, this should be out of this package real simple. When you see the matchup with number 3 come to the flat, you take that right now. This number 2 receiver, so this is McKitty, right now. Get that ball out right now. Throw it right behind his ear. Throw it to the that ball should be arriving just in front of the hash mark right here, and you got a nice gain. And there's enough protection to do that. Instead, he waits, and then what is he doing? Kind of throws the ball out there like it's going to distract somebody, and then takes the sack. That one's 100% on the quarterback. That's just so extremely bad. And this is why I didn't want to do this game, because, man, this really hurts to watch. This is bad. Once again, sure interception in the hands, and once again, Hakeem Dent drops it. Stop me if you've heard this before. So this is a screen, which is why he's going to get hit. That's okay. You see people with these memes of like, oh, look, the quarterback. Well, yeah, it's because this is a screen. but it's well played by the defensive back, and this is a really poor angle. Run where he's going to go, not where he is. Should be running it at a sharper angle here by Neighbors. That's the shoot, and nothing. And if he's able to hit that, well, it's okay. It wouldn't have mattered anyway because both offensive linemen responsible for the backer here whiffed. Both Lucas and Bavion just whiffed. So now, once again, you're in tight and you have nobody on the edge. And this is okay here from Levante Taylor, but you want to see him actually come off that block. You don't just want to drive him into the backfield. You got to find the ball now, and it's too late. It's a good, well executed and well called blitz here. And you can see Nasir Al-Din is the guy who really changes this with the timing and then the length to cause problems there. And then from the back here, you're able to you get that's Gainer working his way into the backfield. This is a great effort from Gainer. If he gets strong, that's gonna be a really good player next year. Akers is really good. It's sad that he had to play on such bad teams, but I mean, Dalvin Cook wouldn't have been able to do much on these teams. Once again, Trey McKitty ankle tackled, just short of a first down. Look at this. This is just... Watch the guards again. No movement. You got no chance. And yeah, you shouldn't fumble, but you're taking some shots here. And that is his one fault. Helmet on the ball. So you got a one-on-one here. I'm not sure why he's in press. He should not be in press. Gets beat over the top. All that space out there. Be interesting to see what the next staff does with Dent, because he's a lot more talented than he's looked this year. So bad. Once again in tight, and where do they attack? Off tackle. They hit the edge, and you notice there's that's where the big bubble is right here. They attack right there. This is why you don't want to be in tight down here. They're able to get the angle on you that they want here. Nice job by 60 getting enough of Marvin Wilson on the double team. But this is where you want to be in something other than a tight front type look. Well, this is technically not tight. This is a 1 technique and a 5 technique. I just don't like the bubble being there and how tight they are across the front. So it's not technically tight formation. And 27 is out of his gap. He needs to be, he's lazy getting over. He needs to be right here, and then he can make the tackle. That's all on 27. That's really bad. Just really bad. 27's got to be here. right there. Instead, kind of gets there late, jumps over, and then, stumbling around. Again, this ball's got to get out, and it's got to get out right here. But he's looking up top, and he looks, instead of finding out where the rush is coming from. So they're bringing 7. Or I'm sorry, they're bringing 6 and dropping one to the middle here. They're trying to steal anything hot, trying to rob it with a rat here. So they're bringing 6. When you see them bring these 2, and you got to know that they're coming, you got to get this ball to the edge right there. You get this ball to the edge right now, and this is a very long play. 100% on the quarterback on this sack. Yeah, you don't want that much pressure. Sure, yeah, it could be a little better. But the sack is on the quarterback. That's got to go right here. Easy. It's just really poor play at the quarterback position. And when you combine bad line play and horrific quarterback play, that's going to just be impossible to watch. When you combine really bad line play with horrific quarterback play, it's going to be painful. And they combined bad line play with decent quarterback play, and that was enough. Good enough play here. And this is where, let's see what the concept is. So this is 2nd and 10. Yeah, it's a tough concept to defend in that defense. So once again, Florida State getting the same kind of pressure as Miami, but the difference is that their quarterback actually made something out of it, not a sack. Getting rid of the football. Now this is 4th and 10. This is real simple. He shouldn't be playing behind the sticks here. Why is he so far off, especially against a tight end? He's got to play this like a corner. He should be playing at 5 yards and forcing him to win over the top. But it's just too soft on 4th and 10. Should have been a stop. I mean, that's playing catch in the backyard. Missed tackle by a cornerback. Ask me or stop me if you've seen this before. Wild cam here, beginning of the 3rd quarter, and they catch him in a look that they like. Nice tackle here, but nice job by Brady Scott. So they made the switch from Minshew because Minshew was completely ineffective. Nice job by Brady Scott. They got a good block from the center here. Nice little combo here from the center, and then working your way up to the mic. And then Akers is really good, guys. They're not going to be nearly as good without him next year. It's going to be a lot harder. Once again, watch what happens to the center and the left guard here. Lucas just gets blown right through. You can't give up your inside shoulder. You got to be able to pass this off to the left tackle. He's able to cross the face. No, he doesn't cross the face. You just can't let go of him. You can't let him go until you know that you're until you know your tackle has him. Akers has to handle the backer. God almighty. Ball just takes forever to get there here. And this is also on the receiver for not getting the hands out in front. And then you have the idiocy of the celebration here, which causes an ankle injury, knocks out one of their best DBs. But this is on Terry. See how Terry's trying to catch this with his hands where the hands are kind of open and not reaching out. He needs to reach out and make the triangle and get his hands all the way out there, and then you can actually get your hands to that. Fundamentals just slightly off, and then ouch. That, I believe, is a broken ankle on a celebration. Miami still got their swag. And Florida State tried their best to get, that level of stupidity throughout as well. So this is the same play, by the way, that Jordan Travis hit against Alabama State. Nice job by Akers here of selling it, getting it to Neighbors. Neighbors didn't need to stop, but nice job getting upfield. Neighbors has really been a nice piece for Florida State, an important piece. Great read by Akers here. So he's reading that Mike when that or he's reading that Will. When that Will goes inside, he knows he's got the outside here. Really nice job. Hornibrook trying to be helpful there. Good job. Got a cheerleader who took a nice hard fall here. And Akers is special, guys. All cuts because this is a screen. You're just trying to get hands down. And this is really good blocking up top by Keith Gavin. That's outstanding by Gavin. Very good by Neighbors. On Quarterman, too, of all people. And then give credit to Harrison as well, as the other guy up here does enough against the edge to give Akers space, and then Akers is special, guys. Can't believe they wasted him. And Marvin Wilson. They wasted some talent the last 3 years. Oh, mercy. Same play, actually, as the last one. Just out of a different surface. You got 2 out here instead of 3, but get it on the edge, get it to LeBourne. Nice move by LeBourne. That's twitch right there. Not many guys can stick their foot in the ground like that, and just be stiff enough in the joints to be able to do that without losing a ton of speed. Takes a lot of connective tissue strength. And see, this is where, again, you've got the wild cam here with both Cam Akers and LeBourne, and I wanted to see this a decent amount more in this game, and really knowing what we know now, I would have wanted what I'd suggested a couple weeks earlier, which is go Travis on the field with Akers, and then, have LeBourne out there too. I mean, just run a bunch of stuff out there with a bunch of option stuff. But here's the thing. They have no reason to honor out here. They've got 7 in the box, and they're coming downhill right away. And they're optioning this guy, and this is just bash. That's a great play by the end. The end is actually able to play both sides of this, and you're not supposed to be able to do that. If anything, this is probably a give read, but it's close. This is a great play by the end. Because they're reading him, back is away, back across, and then quarterback is coming inside. Man, that's a great play by the end. You're optioning him, and he's able to take both options away. That's something. So this is all. This is quick game. This ball has to be out immediately. Has to be out now, no matter what. That ball's got to be out now because this is a screen. Tell me why he's not going there right now. That ball has to be right there. This sack is 100% on 12. It's a screen. Should never have a sack on a screen. Because your job is to get rid of the ball. Field position's a problem here. It's actually a good throw by Hornibrook. Got to catch that if you're Harrison. Now you give him the ball in the 28 to start. And that's the surface, by the way, that I wanted to see much more this game. 4-man surface, put a hand in the ground from 11. Here, it's fine to do it as a stand-up, but just rush him from that position. Got to get a sack out of it instead of a gain, but good job to get forward if you're Miami. Williams did a good job there. This is a screen again, guys. It's a pump and go, but the bottom line is no matter what, if you feel pressure, that ball's got to come out here, even if you throw it at his feet. That sack, about 50% on the quarterback. There's just not much you can do. I hate when guys have their hands like that as wide receivers. Not much you can do, but that was a decent play by Hornibrook. Got to catch it, but man, Akers wasting talent. Look at this throw. First of all, look at the mechanics. I don't even need to break this down. Most of you know that right there, spinning and falling backwards, is not ideal, and this is why. Because this ball's got to go here, wide open, and he misses him by 8 feet. I mean, that's 3 yards. And this was the backbreaker. And yes, you should never show up your fellow player by waving at him like this, by waving up your arms during the play. But I understand the disgust because this is simple cover 3. They're rotating down. You got a robber here. And this is 100% on number 1 here. He got interested, so they've got a cross-country route coming from this side, coming across the field, and he got caught up there looking at that, which that's on the underneath player here. He got caught up looking in here, and his job is to be deeper than the deepest in the middle of the field because the outside guys have no leverage. That's an impossible cover for 8. That's not his responsibility, and that becomes a very easy touchdown for Miami. Just because you got a guy that's not actually doing his job. So this here, this is a simple this is a simple slant flat concept. And you're just trying to cut block all these guys to get their hands down. The one thing you cannot do as a quarterback here is throw the ball, or is not throw the ball. You can't take a sack here. What you're told is you get this, you catch 1-2 and get the ball out no matter what. If the throw is not there, then you throw this over his head and out of bounds. Ball's got to be gone right now. What he sees is that and your problem is that you're always looking in these slant flat things. Your concern is always the mic undercutting it. He sees the mic, and he sees the mic starting to undercut it, so he doesn't want to throw the pick 6, which is admirable. You don't want that to happen. So what do you have to do? You have to throw this over his head, out of bounds. This has got to go towards him, throw it over his head, out of bounds, and live to see another play. It's now 2nd and 10. Other thing is, the place to go here is actually not to the slant flat concept on the bottom. The place to go here is you got a one-on-one on each side at the top. That's a double slant with the surface here. You can go up to the top here, throw it to the back hip, and you got something. But either way, this should be nothing more than a incomplete pass. Instead, it's now 2nd and 20. This one is on Brady Scott. So this, you're trying to get a 3rd and long. He's got a chance to step up, and that's on the line. That's not on the quarterback. And what did they do? This is where Miami out-schemed Florida State. What did they do? They put their best pass rusher over the guard. And he ran right by him. Florida State had no designated pass rushers at any point in this game defensively. This is a DPO right here, or a DPR right here. Designated pass rusher over top of the guard and creating all that pressure. And that's why. That's why you do it. It's just out scheming by putting your defensive end, your best pass rusher right there. And it's simple. I mean, Florida State's done a lot of it over the years. DeMarcus Walker got a lot of sacks there. Once again, there's no defensive lineman out here on the edge, and they're able to get on the edge, and it's where we knew all their yardage would come from, is the left edge, and Florida State still let them have it. Playing outside leverage here. This has got to be the backer. Because he's got to go over the top. You got to have your extra backer here. He's got to match. Is that Brooks? That's got to be back here. He should not be sitting up here. It's an impossible cover from the corner. There's not, and you can see the frustration from Samuels here. I fully understand his frustration here. He's like, look, I'm looking bad, but it's not my guy. That's got to be this guy. Drop. I do not know what he's looking at. That's 56, okay. And now we're at the point of embarrassment. Blackman is in the ball game. Actually makes a throw that has been there all game, actually. Gets rid of it. Shows that he actually could have potentially helped earlier. He should have been the player that played earlier. You should have had Travis and Blackman. I do wonder if Hornibrook had not transferred in if Willie Taggart still has a job, because he would have had a better quarterback situation, because they'd have probably been forced to play some Travis and would have learned that he could have actually helped him on the ground at least. This is frustrating right here. Your own former graduate assistant walks in for your rival and outcoaches you. And that's what this was. And you can't really blame Blackman for this. This is a green dog. Yeah, he's got to get rid of it a little earlier, but he's just trying to make a play here. That is what it is, and this is just an embarrassment. Nice peel back here. Keep your head on a swivel. Still none of the young guys. And that's ball game. And that's the last ride for Willie Taggart right here. Well, everybody, I told you all I'd go ahead and break down this atrocity. I have suffered through it long enough. Thank you all, those few of you who finished this. And as always, thank you for your support. Hopefully things get better from here, but it's gonna be hard next year as well, because the talent's not getting a whole lot better behind these guys. It's getting worse. So they're gonna have to be that much better coached to compensate for the decline in talent that's coming. Yay, an encouraging note to finish by. Once again, thank you for all your support. I will be back again to break down the Florida game, which should be every bit as fun. Once again, this has been the Unconquered Podcast, X's and O's Breakdown. Thanks for watching.